a blessing today to have you viewing us from wherever you are watching us from. Welcome to Occasional TV. My name is Karuhanga Charles, welcoming you tonight and hosting this program. I bless the name of the Lord for you, for following us, subscribing and liking. And tonight we have our guest, and he's going to be taking us as we are sharing concerning what is going on around our world today. And what is on? Isreal and Hamas Palestine War. And he's none other than Mr. Rodney Luanga. He's a renowned man in Ugandan politics and security and international issues. You're very much welcome.
Thank you, sir. It's a pleasure to be here again. Our dear viewers, thank you for all the responses that you gave us, your positive responses.
Yeah.
Yes, we look for.
Well, thank you so much for coming once again, and it's always a privilege to have you. I will bless you so much. Thank you for coming. And to Occasional TV, the voice of freedom, we celebrate such a brains and such thoughts for a balanced view of issues for people to make informed decisions. Because when you consider what is going on in the world, we are dragged into this situation whether you like it or not. And war affects everyone. We are affected psychologically. We are interconnected. We have same blood. No matter which place you're in, we are brothers, we are sisters. And it doesn't matter who is in conflict. We will always be affected. To begin with, considering what is happening in the Palestine and Israel conflict, there is something I've been looking at. In order to solve a problem, you need to understand the problem. What do you think is the problem? I want us to begin there and then we move on.
The major problem now, there are two major problems. The first problem is the religion.
Yes.
Between that region of Middle East. Yes. Those two religions, the Judaism and also Islam. Then the second one is about the occupation of Jews.
Okay, religion is Christianity, Judaism. Which one is stronger?
Judaism.
Okay.
Judaism is more stronger than Christianity
in the region.
In the region there.
Okay.
Because for them, actually, the Jews. Some Jews, they believe that Jesus is not there. And now, if at all you talk about Christianity, you have to take the Trinity.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay, and then you talked about occupation. Something more about occupation.
Now, the occupation, right now, for example, in the West Bank, the Jews are taking over the entire West Bank. Actually, majority, the population there, like 70% of the Palestine, they are living in that area because of the occupation of the Jews. And now, to see those people moving away from that area is again a crime from their counterparts, the Iran and also other Muslim countries. So they see it as a crime.
Okay.
Yes.
Well, when we talk about occupation, you are drawing now my attention to that area. Because when we follow history very well, and those students of history following us, you know very well that there was a time when Egypt occupied Gaza for almost 13 years. And you will not hear it anywhere. Even now, it is not being talked about as Egypt occupied Gaza. Is it because they were fellow Muslims? Why is it now that you're saying it is all about occupation? By the way, they are saying also free Palestine.
Yes.
Free meaning that there are people who occupied their space and they need to free it. What about that?
Now, to start with, the Egyptian occupied Palestine. I think in the like 200 years back, because of the movement of Pharaoh that was in that region. So when the Ottoman Empire came in, it chased them away. But remember, the Ottoman Empire was also repressed by the Romans.
Yes.
So the Roman Empire liked Islam a lot. So now after that, we saw the Persian again coming in to chase the Romans away.
By the way, it is on record that the Romans are the ones who named that Judea Palestina,
Yeah, of course.
like wanting to disassociate the Jews from their land, and then it came to be so. It means that there are no such history, a rich history, alluding Palestinians to the land for 1,000 years, because many people say, no, for 1,000 years they have been here, now they are being, chased away, being forced out.
Now, the issue of occupation from both sides, the Palestine and also the Israelis, is historical.
Yeah, historical.
Yes, because both countries they were there, like even before the coming of Christ, they were there. But if at all you read history, the problem generated from Abraham, because he was given an assignment to come to Canaan. That Canaan was already occupied by some people, the same as to the Egyptian and the same as to Yemen. Actually, the entire Middle East, Abraham had a law of pressing the people there, according to the Bible now here, and according to the history. But he failed to fulfill that what? That's why we are hearing Canaan. And also we are seeing the Jews in Egypt. And also after that, we are also seeing the Zionist movement. Yes. So to combine all those things, they bring us now to what is happening now on the ground.
When you see what is on the ground, by the way, the media is forgetting some facts. When you watch all these news channels, there are some facts which you cannot see. What do they fear?
Now, when you see those news channels, they are divided according to their allies.
Yeah, and interests.
Yes, and interests. Religion, what? So, those channels, they have already signed line with some sides. Yes. Now, you know the Arab channel, which is covering there. You also know the side of the US, you know their channels. So, those channels are fighting for their interests also. But to get what is happening there, you have also to do your own research.
Of course.
Yes.
Of course.
What is behind those things that we are seeing? What is the aim? What is the agenda?
Yeah.
So you have also to do your ground research. Yes.
Wow, we are here, ladies and gentlemen. We are talking about what is happening in the Isreal Palestine War. But we have to also get to understand some of the things at another level. For example, Hamas and Palestinians, these are two different groups of people.
Hamas and Palestine. Hamas is coming from Palestine. The Palestinians are the one who formed Hamas. A group of Palestinians was headed by Ahmed Yassin, who was in the camp in Egypt. He was a refugee in Egypt, then he came back. There is a belief that the Israelis are the one who created this Hamas. Why? They wanted a divide and rule. During the reign of Yasser Arafat and his political party of Fatah, That is 87, 88, 89 there. That's when this Hamas started. Because Hamas started in 87.
It started in around 87.
Yes.
An idea that was started by Israel, I may not very much agree with it, depending on the outcomes of these two groups. Because
Yes.
now, only two, we see this side of Israel and the side of Hamas. What they are doing, they are
Yes.
totally different.
Now, let me give you an example of Bin Laden. Bin Laden was created by the US.
Yes.
And after he changed his true attitude, then he started his missions against the what? The US. So, even the Israel, they spearheaded the creation of Hamas. There was a delegate who was in Gaza during the creation of Hamas. Is the one who was actually paying those guys, and he was a religious leader. And also, actually, it was called Cohen. Cohen came out like last week and he said that we made a big mistake. And I was warning my fellow counterparts that we are making a mistake to fund these people. See now what they are doing. They are finishing our people. So there is also that belief. We cannot take it away. Yes. But also not forgetting the counterpart of Iran and also other countries in that region. The Iran, we can see Syria, Jordan.
When you see what is going on, what is at play, you mentioned something around that this is a religious war. Being a religious war is something which I want to dig a bit deeper. When you follow atrocities of most of these extremist terrorist groups, when they kill innocent people, when they kill Christians, when they kill Jews, when they kill innocent school children, they shout, they chant, Allahu Akbar.
Yes.
God is great. Now, when their God is involved in the battle, it makes now this war not a nationalistic war, but a religious war.
Yes.
Now, where does that take that region? If it is now a religious war.
Now, during the course of the weekend, we saw some attacks on the US air bases, and also some bases in Iraq and Syria, of course, from Iran. So that only means that now this one is no longer a war between countries, but now it is a regional war.
Yes.
Because once Iran comes in, and we are seeing Syria coming in, we are yet also to experience Jordan and Yemen.
Do they just come in or they have been there? Because if Hamas is supported by mostly by Iran, but it is believed $1 billion fund every year.
True.
Now it means it is Iran in the battlefield. Now it is not that it's just coming in, but it is there. Now where does it leave the region? And
of course, now we are yet to experience something that happened in 73. Yes, where all those countries combined their effort to attack Israel, and also Israel's allies.
Yes.
They also came on board to fund and to support them in everything that they did there. So now I'm seeing this war going in the same lane. And now the disadvantage now that the world has is that most of the petroleum, for example in Africa, pass through that water body, yes, near Iran. So if at all we experience that problem of petroleum, even here, we shall feel it.
Feeling it, we have been feeling very many things, and that's why we must see whatever can be done. And you who is there, who is able to pray, praying for the peaceful resolution of the conflict there. But the challenge comes when you consider the constitution of Hamas. In fact, the first opening lines say that Israel will remain only until Hamas destroys it. Like, it is alive. Israel is there before it is destroyed or being swallowed by Islam. Not peace. That we are fighting for the peace. We are fighting for our values of our no. It is destruction. It is destroying and putting it out. And in fact, Islamization of the region, of the place. And then, what is the end of this? Because we are talking about peace, we are praying for the peace, because Africa will be affected. Of course, yes. But now, what is the agenda of these people? What's the agenda of Iran? What's the agenda of those supporters of the Hamas and other groups?
Now, according to the constitution of Hamas, even Israel, they have their doctrination. Their doctrines, what, the Dahlia, and also the disproportionate. They are there to reply that constitution. Well framed. Yes, because once you attack them, just be ready for their reply, for their revenge, heavily. Once you make a mistake and you kill one, they will kill 100.
I've never liked war, and I think everyone watching us, following us, you don't also like war in any way. But we are seeing now these two states and the forces behind all these two states. It is a challenge in a way that it is bringing very many people into play.
Yes.
For example, when you consider 1964, when they established the PLO. But 3 years before that, what happened? Before the 6-day war, what were they advocating for? Destruction of Israel.
Yes.
There was no establishment, nothing already built. It means they are bent to destroy them. And when you follow some history back, you don't find Palestine somewhere in those records. We can trace when the Palestinians become what they are and all what they are now. And I want a clear distinction. I want to see that those who are free, those who are not militant, those who are not terrorists, they are separated. Civilians, those who are not in the conflict, they're out. That on our side. Look at the tunnel system. Very well prepared to combat and fight and destroy. Now, when this one goes on like this, these people they have skillfully planned this onslaught for decades, for years, for generations. And then when we are fighting, trying to bring peace, we are bringing up other parts, other people into play. Of course. And what are we supposed to be doing now?
Now, to start with, first of all, in 46, that's when that declaration of now reinstating Israel there. It was made in 46, 47, then in 48 it was implemented. Now, that's where also the Palestine had a chance.
That's what I'm talking about.
Yes. To have their own nation.
They were given options, they are given chances, but rejecting peaceful coexistence.
Exactly. So now, big nations, they have been pushing what we call the two-state solution. And at least to also recognize Palestine as a what? As a state. But remember, They tried it during 70s, there, 76, 78, 81. That's when we saw the president of Egypt being assassinated. Then in 95, we saw the prime minister would have been being also assassinated. Why? They were trying out to put in place that two-state solution.
Trying to bring peace.
Exactly. But it seems that both countries, they don't want it.
Yeah.
Both parties, they are not interested in that.
Which parties?
Because
Which parties?
the Israel and the Palestine.
Now, for example, if they both don't want, now let's consider what happened.
Of course.
In this 7th, October 7th. Now, who doesn't want peace?
First of all, the Israel occupied a land that was declared to be owned by the Palestinians. That is the West Bank. And also some parts of the Anona. They occupied that land forcefully. And also this mosque, Al-Aqsa, they are not supposed to go and worship from there. The Jews. They are supposed to go and just visit.
Who is the owner of that site?
The site is in Gaza. But they believe that both share history, religious history, on that mosque. Where that mosque is.
Both share history.
Yes. Like I told you, they had that temple there.
Yes.
They had that temple, 2 temples.
Yes.
And they were demolished. So they made an agreement that let the Muslim worship from here, and also the Christian, they will worship on the wall, what we call the Temple Mount. But now the Israel, they keep attacking Muslims in that mosque, claiming that they also want to worship from there.
Not claiming.
Yes.
When we use the word claiming, and when you follow the history of that place, you find that all history supports that place is owned by the Jews.
History give both sides ownership. They were both there in that area. Many years ago, 1,000 years ago, they were there in that very, very area.
Muslims to come to that place maybe when they had conquered that area. But when you date back, you are talking about the Bible, we see that place has a rich history supporting these people. Now, when other places, you occupy where you want. What about praying? Is it about praying or there's something more to that?
Now there is something behind that.
Yeah.
Because in the West Bank, there is a place called Jericho. It is also a historic site to the side of Christian. It is a historical site. But there, they negotiate and it is free. They can go there, they do what they want. They come. And this one, even Muslims, they believe that Prophet Muhammad came there and worshipped from there.
They don't know worshipping. It is believed that he went to heaven from there.
So it is their third holiest place. So they cannot just leave that place also.
They cannot just leave. We are seeing what is happening now.
Yes.
Now, let me now assume Hamas has taken over the area, the place. What do you think Hamas will do?
That is impossible. Hamas can get back Gaza as it was in 95. Because Gaza spent almost 36 years in the hands of Israel. Actually, up to 2005, when this man died, Yasser Arafat. So that's when this Hamas came into power. Remember, Palestine is not a nation. They just have an authority running their day to day. work. This side of the West Bank, they have this Abbas Muhammad, who succeeded this Yasser Arafat. Then this side, we have Hamas, but they just have councils.
Now, this side we have Gaza, we have Hamas.
Yes.
We have seen Hamas does not care about nationalism, of course. Does not care. And now, what do they care about? What are they fighting for? What is the agenda?
Now, the agenda for them, they think that they can liberate their land from Israel. That's what they do.
Now, if they can believe that they can liberate their land, and they go to Israel's territory, kill, butcher, brutalize, and take hostage people, was that part of Gaza?
That's what they believe in.
Also,
Yes. Actually, for them, in their religion, they believe that killing a person who is not a Muslim is an additional.
you get some privilege.
Yes, you get some privileges in heaven. Yes, to them. Now, attacking Israel was also a privilege. Because what these people do, they get young kids and they do what we call indoctrination. They feed them information that these people are doing this and this, they are not good. So when the child grows hearing all those fake stories, that's what the problem is. And we are still experiencing those things.
Now, if they indoctrinate the children and they do all that kind of stuff, and the media houses thank God for Occasion Media, the voice of freedom, who is benefiting from this war? And because we see Russia is there, China is there. Those some groups, some nations are not. They don't want to show themselves up. But Iran is there. We think US. Some nations have outright declared their positions. Who benefits? At the end of it, we've seen that Hamas they want Islamization of the region. In fact, they want Israel destroyed, and then it becomes an Islamic state. And then Israel fights for its survival. It is defending its territories, its heritage. Who benefits at the end of it all?
Now, such conflicts, you will see that the big nations will benefit from this. That is US, that is British, France, even China. They will benefit. Because now for them, they have their weapons now. They're going to sell their weapons. Again, so restructuring gas, they will offer those loans, those big loans. Now, if you go back and you see how America went to the top of the game, was looking to loans after the Second World War. Yes. So it gave back money with some interests. So even this one, the victors are going to be those big nations.
Now, if these people benefit, but we have seen now some nations, some presidents have visited the area. What's the deal? Macron, Biden.
Yes.
What's the deal?
The deal is.
And on whose side?
Now, if we see the previous week, we saw he was president. President Biden was there. Then we saw the Prime Minister of England was there. Then today we've seen President Macron. Then we saw also the German Chancellor.
Yes.
Then we saw also the Norway PM. So, all those people are visiting Israel, not Gaza. Yes.
Now, you're not seeing people visiting Gaza. Why?
Now, I told you that these are allies. They are now lying in Gaza. For Israel, they cannot go on the opposite side.
Okay, now if they cannot go on the opposite side,
Mm.
and okay, we have not seen Egypt, we have not, but I have something I want you to talk about Egypt
Mm.
and the refugees. Egypt once occupied that place for 19 years.
Mm.
Why is it that it has refused the refugees?
Mm.
What's the issue there?
Around that from 2011, when the Hussein Mubarak was fighting with those fellow Egyptians, they are facing their economy is not good now to take care. Yes. Now they cannot just allow refugees inside their territory. They cannot. That's why we are seeing the Rafah border
Yeah,
is
yeah.
closed. Even those trucks of aid, they are not allowed.
Or they have some other fears, like, for example,
Mm.
now if the population of Gaza is mixed,
Mm.
the Palestinians
Mm.
and the Hamas,
Mm.
okay, Hamas is using Palestinians
They are shielded.
as shields.
Mm.
Does it mean also that like Egypt and other nations are refusing to take in refugees because they are fearing jihadists?
That one, that can also be a case. It can also be a point. Because Egypt and Israel, they have an agreement.
Yeah.
Yes, they have an agreement. Now, in these refugees that you are seeing, some of them belongs to the group of Hamas.
Yeah.
That's why they told them at least to flee that area of Gaza so that they can go south.
Yeah, and in that fleeing also, we are seeing another tactic of the siege to cut off this northern area, such that they suffocate the tunnels of power and security. I mean, of fuel and supplies,
Yes.
so that at least they may weaken these people. It means that the siege will not end soon.
I don't think so. Because those people, they know where those tunnels are.
Yes.
They know them. That's why they are telling the population to vacate the area so that once the ground invasion starts, they don't want to harm any civilian.
Now, if they don't have any civilian, and that's the direction of Israel, and they accuse Israelites of bombarding Palestinians, who is telling the right story? Because now you're seeing Hamas enters Israel, which has babies, mothers, elderly, and whatsoever. And now Israel is saying, please, civilians, go out. We don't want to harm you. Now, who is telling the true story?
Now, according to the Hamas, they don't want this population to go because they are using them as their shields.
They are indoctrinated.
Of course. And also, according to the Israel, they say that they don't want to harm any civilian.
Yeah.
So they gave a period of 3 days, which was impossible to move 1.2 million people.
Yeah.
It was a catastrophe.
Yeah.
So now, that was completely impossible.
Okay.
So they have added, now it is a week, close to 2 weeks now.
Okay. There's something also I want us to close up with as we come to the close of this episode, this program. There is a beef between South Africa and the US.
Yes.
Where does this come from? Because we are seeing US is funding all destabilization programs. Because you remember Egypt, Libya, and all other, you will find its nose in every issue and destabilizing, toppling, having an upper hand in every nation. What is the issue between Ramaphosa and Biden? Okay, I'm talking about now nations, South Africa and the United States.
Now the issue is about the BRICS, that bloc, where Russia is, Brazil, China,
India.
and then India, then South Africa.
Yes, yes.
Now that bloc is powerful now. It's gaining momentum. Actually, within those past 3 months, it registered new members, 18 new members. Now it is gaining power. And now, when you look into Africa, South Africa takes the second position from Nigeria when it comes to military. Then economy, also Nigeria and South Africa are in the same lane. So US cannot allow a big economy to go south.
Okay.
That's why they will do whatever it takes. You saw this, the movement of the dollarization.
Yes, yes.
Yes. That they want to put down the dollar. What US did, they went to India because they are funding those Indian guys, the scientists, the students, they do fund them a lot. So they told them that for us we are going to pull out whatever we are giving you, and you go with Russia, you go with China, and also you go with Brazil and South Africa. So that was an action of crippling India. And they accepted that, no, let us stop it from here. And we are now yet to deal with you in other things.
I'm seeing a syndicate here. I'm seeing a syndicate of removing some roadblocks, hindrances to what their progress may be. Now, when you see what killed Libyan President Gaddafi, he was advocating for African Union, our own integration, our own bank, our own currency, our own. Do you see President Ramaphosa heading to that direction, or what is your say as we come to a close?
You cannot achieve that because he has his opposite side in the parliament. The opposition is very strong and it is funded. You remember when President Putin was planning to come to South Africa, that very block of that MP, I'm forgetting the name, took a case in court preventing
Malema.
Malema, exactly. Preventing President Putin to come to South Africa during that BRICS convention. And it succeeded. So now, I'm not seeing
who funds who.
Of course, those ones.
Dear friends, we are so grateful. When we're talking about these issues, they are painful, they are hurting, but we cannot just keep quiet. We need to have a better view of the things, and we are praying for the peaceful resolving of these matters. Though the world, what we call world powers, they are not even having any interest of making peace, because now these organizations, international organizations, which are supposed to create peace, in fact, they fund chaos, they fund confusion, war, and rebellion. But it is only an intervention of God. It is only until we come out of a box and then we think as people endowed by God with all His abilities to make this place a better place. It is only through freedom we are given by God that we can make this world a better place. We thank you so much for following, loving, and all what you're doing to love us. We thank you so much. What you can do, you can subscribe to the channel such that it is also seen that this information is helpful, and you can comment and share. And God bless you. See you next time.